Welcome to Heidi Relationships. Today, we'll read some more stories from Reddit. But before we start, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. That would help the channel a lot. Thank you very much in advance.
The first one is titled, How I Helped Push My Friend to Ruin the Life of His Cheating Wife. This happened to my best friend. His wife was Japanese and living in America with him on a spousal visa. Long story short, she was banging some guy who was always in butthole to us. We know why now. She made the mistake of telling her best friend who lives in Japan, who is also my good friend. I live in Japan. The friend was recently cheated on and still very upset. She told me. My best friend was in the middle of finals. Went back to school after getting laid off to get a more specialized degree. I sat on this information for 2 weeks and then told him. He took it pretty well as it filled in a lot of holes for him. Then I said so many guys when hurt are too nice. I convinced him to ruin this witch. We figured out her Facebook password. Why do most women pick the most obvious of passwords? Sure, enough there were picture, conversations, and what's this? The boyfriend's parents. Glorious. It turns out they are super Christian. My friend contacted the boyfriend's mother and very politely explained who he was and what went on. She was very sorry, and she promised my friend that his wife would no longer be welcome in their home. Step 1 complete. Step 2 was going to take more skill. My friend's wife was pretty butthurt about him ruining her relationship. She said she will just tell her parents that my friend beat her. They don't speak English, so there was nothing my friend could do. I told my friend to write the letter, which he did, and again explained it very politely. Per my advice, my friend also included the dated photos of them together. My mutual Japanese friend translated the letter into natural Japanese. My friend's wife had no idea of his plan. She was also planning to go home for a month to visit. My friend timed the mailing of the letter, so it arrived 1 day before she left. She received a phone call from her father, and he totally sided with my friend. His wife called up crying and called him an butthole. Now if you think this burn couldn't get any better, you are wrong. His wife was looking for her dream job at an industrial design company. She had an interview lined up for when she got back. They were ready to hire her, but when talk about her visa status came up, she explained that she will be getting divorced and will lose her status. The company explained that they couldn't hire her because they don't have it in the budget to sponsor a visa. Bam! Mission complete. She's now back in Japan. I guess she works at a Japanese company now, but that isn't her dream. The next one is titled, Got Ravaged by My Wife's Continuous Emotional Cheating. Hey folks, I've been lurking here for some time looking for advice and following stories to see how they develop. Well, decided to share my own. Hoping someone who is in similar shoes can pick up on things I kept my eyes closed to. My story definitely pales compared to some other poor souls here. We don't have kids, just a dog and a vehicle together. I, 30 meters, have been married to 23F for almost 3 years. It's been mostly great with some downs. We traveled extensively and made so many great memories. My wife was working at a coffee shop before the pandemic, and she met her AP there about 1.5 years ago. He was a customer, and from what I've unearthed, I don't have tangible reasons to believe anything serious was going on back then, probably some flirting. I guess this seems serious now. They did exchange social media, Instagram, and kept minimal contact, probably texting once every couple months. I had no reason to suspect anything at this point. I should mention that we were on the road traveling with the idea to move to a different state. They didn't have physical contact. Fast forward to mid-February, they are texting more often, and he gives her his phone number, saying he's there if she needs to talk. Seems like this is when the emotional affair began, as she took him up on the offer and saved his number under a false name of a girl coworker I knew. In the next couple days, the texting intensifies, and things are off between us. She's extremely sour. It didn't make sense why. On 2 occasions, I'm being lied to that she's calling her parent and goes away for an hour. I got suspicious, as she usually doesn't have a reason to leave my presence to talk to them. I pull up the call history from our shared phone bill and the number didn't match. That's when I decided to go through her phone and discovered the Instagram messages and everything thereafter. I was in complete shock. Took some screenshots and confronted her in the morning. Mind you, we signed a year-long lease right before this whole thing came out. For the next few days, I do the pick-me dance, and was met with a whole lot of gaslighting. How bad she's been feeling and how I wasn't really there for her. None of those excuses, emotional cheating, and I knew that back then. When I try to set some basic boundaries, she pushes back. It was so hard to let go of her, so naturally I was looking for options to keep her and fight for our marriage. After all, it's not like they've slept. I recognized some of my shortcomings and decided that I can work on myself and support her more. We moved into the apartment and spent thousands on furniture, all the while I couldn't trust her. I kept demanding to check her phone, and for the next 2 weeks I found on 5 to 6 occasions that she's either unblocked him or she's put WhatsApp so that she doesn't leave a trace on the phone bill. We go through those episodes every 3 days, and after every time I'm more broken. At one point, I spent a whole day in bed without eating at all. She keeps convincing me we can heal, stupid me. At one point after we've made up again, she tells me that she doesn't see us being together forever. Thanks for the honesty, but why do you keep wasting my time then? I guess a little more stories wouldn't hurt, and if someone made it that far, they deserve to get the dessert. I was supposed to go to a meeting one day and left the house. Checking my phone, the meeting's been cancelled, so I head back. I was gone for 15 minutes, but I had a hunch that I have to check the phone again. She's unblocked and texted him. At this point I'm ready to call it quits. I'm hanging in the house for the next 2 days because I got nowhere else to go. Was a wreck, and obviously she felt bad about me. On the second day of me sleeping on the couch, she comes in the morning with proof. She finally made some kind of effort without me asking her. She's texted him that she can't handle the shame and guilt and he shouldn't be texting her anymore. She shows me that and we make up again. She deleted the WhatsApp again, and for the next 2 days it was a real sense of normalcy and I got what I actually needed. She put some effort into this. Well, on the third day, I decide to walk the dog but was also paranoid. I put WhatsApp on my phone and stalk her online status. I'm not even 5 minutes out of the house and she's on. And that was it, folks. I slept in my van that night. We spoke in the morning. I didn't get any sensible answers. She finally said she had feelings for him. I put my essentials in the van and left her. She begged me to go back, but now it's been 4 days and I'm 1,000 miles away. I'm really lonely and have been crying sporadically. I had a weak moment today and contacted her. It was so stupid. Now the wound is fresh again. I'm divorcing her but don't want to get lawyers involved for financial reasons. I've been on Chump Lady and that's a great resource. I'm having trouble sleeping and eating regularly, but I work out and stay hydrated. I hope to feel better soon. This crap sucks. Thanks for reading. I just had to get it off my chest. Peace and good luck, people. Take care of yourselves. Nobody else will. A user in the comments said, EAs are hard to deal with. Physical separations can't stop it. The only way, and I mean it when I say the only way, are to leave them. Leaving them leads to 2 possible options. Either they get out of the fog, or they don't. Regardless of if they do or has already the damage been done. The trust will never be there. I'm not going to say look at the bright side. There's none really when it comes to cheating. You did right, put thousands of miles between you and her. Take a year or 2 and heal up. Find another at 32. You will be fine. You won't see it now, but you will be okay. Another user said, when you said that she told you that she doesn't see you together forever, that was the death blow. Her mind was made up. Sooner or later, she was going to leave you, whether it was over this guy, or someone else, or nothing else. No matter what, forgive her, but don't forget, and don't reconcile. If she comes back and begs to reconcile, tell her you don't hate her and you wish her well, and you hope she finds happiness, but that happiness will not be found with you. It's over and done and nothing can change that, and you will not take her back. The next one is titled, Update, Last Letter, This Time Really. Dear soon-to-be ex-wife. I feel compelled to respond to your letter. I know it will hurt you, but just as you, I am writing this from the bottom of my heart, from the deepest anguish and pain. I completely understand where you are coming from. I know the kind of agony, torment and grief you are sunken in. I have been living in it for close to 2 months. What I have to say is, that I am learning to move on from those feelings. I know I did everything within my power to make us work. That gives me peace. There is nothing more I could have done. I gave it my all. Time and time again I overlooked the way you have treated me in order to try and give us a chance. So, in that regard, my conscience is clean. There is a lot of truth in your letter. Fact of the matter is that we did provide each other a sense of home, familiarity, comfort, security, depth, soulful connection. And that is enough for most people. It was enough for me. I fought so hard because to me, that was the most important relationship in my life. It should have been to you too. You simply never chose us, never prioritized our relationship. To see it vandalized brought those above-mentioned feelings of despair. I read so much literature, articles, forums, Reddit about reconciliation. You are saying that you've put so much thought into it. Well, I have come to realize that you are simply not capable of pulling it off. It requires an immense effort on both sides, but especially on your end. You seem to lack the maturity, remorse for your actions, empathy for me. I was ready to put in the effort, to at least give it a try. Because you meant so much to me, because I loved you so much and I was happy with our life and what we had built. In your letter you do give a probable reality of what life during reconciliation would look like. I can't deny any of it, it is spot on. It wouldn't have been easy. You were very wrong to assume once that getting back together would have been the easy route. There's no need to question why. I have many answers that I know you might not want to hear. For one, you conditioned your mind every evening to reject our bond through podcasts about relationships. Need I mention Teal Swan, the relationships guru and spiritual leader who's been divorced thrice? God, I loathe that woman from the bottom of my soul. How about your selfishness? Nothing stopped you from hurting me and cheating on me. The vile act of discussing our personal affairs and making a fool out of me in front of your affair partner. I cut myself out of emotional pain. You brought me on the verge of suicide. As badly as you want to point a finger and blame things out of your control, like your age, it had nothing to do with it. Age didn't make you omit my existence when you were flirting with other people, your flawed moral compass did. The sad truth is you are simply not built for this kind of relationship. You like to call yourself free spirit, and you'd like to experience many and different relationships. I don't mean to mock you, but you know I find those statements silly. I never stopped you to be a free spirit, we both were. But too much freedom brought us to the state we're at. What you had was a devoted partner who was committed, loyal, would do anything for you and was honest to the bone. There are boundaries in a relationship that you are just forbidden to cross. That is, if you value the relationship and don't want to jeopardize it. You chose to chase some other kind of momentarily thrill. I was never enough for you, and I have made peace with your decision. It is your decision and I need to respect it. I don't know what your life looks like right now. Unlike me, you did have a head start as it seemed to me that you have planned our separation for months. And then there is the fact that you monkey branched and had that perceived emotional support. If I have to guess, your life is a mess. You are scrambling, applying for college in, moving to, coming back to? Kind of grasping at straws. You chose to pursue the great unknown, the alternative life, another reality. By all means, you are free to chase your dreams and I wish you nothing but success. I hope you find that thing you so desperately are looking for, that you trashed our relationship for it. The next one is titled, Update 2. Got ravaged by my wife's continuous emotional cheating. Hello fellow broken souls, figured I want to give an update on my situation. It's now been over 4 months since day and about 3 months since I left. If you read my last post you know that I left my soon-to-be ex-wife aka STBXW for 2 weeks so I can clear my head. Upon returning to our apartment with the pretext of picking up some of my furniture, we started discussing what should we do. The first thing I noticed was that she had taken off her ring. At this time, I was able to get on her phone and witnessed a 2-week-long conversation between her and AP. My heart stiffened. They were developing a relationship, watching movies, exchanging letters, postcards, and had made plans to meet. I can really expand on the hurtful remarks they were discussing regarding me, but I don't think it's conducive to the main topic. This post is about me and how I am dealing with my pain. I decided this is all I needed to know and printed the divorce papers. We filled them out and I left shortly after. I took the dog, as she said she's not fit to be a dog parent. Couldn't agree more and wouldn't pass the opportunity to take my child. I went back to the town we moved to together 2 years ago. I didn't want to do it, but it was my best choice as I had a good friend there who provided a supportive environment. It got better for a while. I spent 2 months there. I tried dating and went out with some women, but it became clear that I wasn't ready to move on just yet. I think it still helped me in a way, as I realized that even in my broken state I was able to talk to and attract potential partners. This gave me a much-needed boost to my self-esteem. I decided to stop the dating as I felt bad for leading people on. I don't feel ready for another relationship. I picked up some hobbies, one completely new and one other that I haven't dabbled in over 5 years. This also helped to take my mind off the trauma. I tried to take care of myself and made a routine where I'd cook myself 2 meals a day. Not every day, but most. I made some new friends. AP was also living in town, and lo and behold, she moves back to live with her mother so that she could close the gap. Got back to the same deadbeat job she met AP at. I decided I wouldn't bear the chance of seeing them together on the street. I've already struggled to suppress my hateful thoughts of getting revenge. So, I had to move on, someplace new. This is also something that helped my psyche, make plans of my own, not take anyone else in consideration. It was a liberating feeling. I spent a long time strategizing where do I want to settle down and did extensive research. I decided to get on the road again and visit some national parks along the way and move to my city of choice. Well, here's the kicker. As soon as I left I felt this immense loneliness. Lonelier than when I went away for 2 weeks back in April. I couldn't lean on my family and friends anymore, well at least not as much. It's been 4 months and I felt like people are getting tired of my crap. So, I bottled it up. I kept doing my hobbies, but again the loneliness kind of trumped all the progress. It's been really tough. I visited such beautiful places and it's been a painful reminder of what could have been if I had a partner to share the moments with. I try to engage with people around me. Many times, when I see lovely couples my tears come up. It's a strange feeling, I am happy for them. And I'm sad about myself. Sometimes in the evening I just hug my dog, talk to him and cry. He licks my tears. Days are empty, I find myself sometimes just existing. I have no desire to do anything. I tried reading and I can't focus. In many ways I feel like I've regressed. Then I remind myself that healing is a nonlinear process. I know it's temporary and time heals, but that just doesn't keep me afloat. I'm in a pickle. I want to heal myself by myself. I've always done things by myself, and this is no different. I know that once I'm past this pain I will come out the other end a refined and stronger person. I look forward to this day. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the relationship stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video and write a comment. I really appreciate your support and it helps my channel so much. Thank you.